Woo, good morning everybody. Danny and Wanda back from Pecan Grove. Today is the day we're going to embark upon getting the old grist mill up and going. Been a year since we ran it. I've learned a little bit about it since then. We kept having trouble with the belt jumping off of this. I think I've got that figured out now. We had an issue and I figured it out. There's some adjustments I had to make. We're going to be using the Kubota this year. If you go back and look, I have a video rebuilding the gearbox off a Ford tractor. Mr. Tim helped build an adapter to adapt it to the back of that Kubota. And we're going to see how that works this year. The Farmall Cub just didn't have enough power to run this thing like it needed to run, so we got it hooked to that diesel now, and we're going to kind of see how the diesel works this year. This is a 1940 model Meadows grist mill. The plate is still on it right here. I know you can't see it. It's still kind of dark out here a little bit. It's in its original condition. I haven't done anything other than add this right here to it to hook this to, because the arm broke off. We got to get this welded back right here onto that this originally hooked to. We've got our... Guys, I can't remember the name of this thing, what they call it.
But we bought this new.
We bought this brand new. We had to order it from a company. We ordered it from Meadows. As a matter of fact, we ordered it from them. This and the belt we ordered from them. I ordered a 30-foot belt. This is called a bolt. I believe this is called a bolt, if I remember correctly. Now, I had to make this metal chute to go on it because it was not originally with the mill. That's just my fabrication there. And we've learned that once you get it going, if you don't have something like a rag or something over it here, that with it sitting here shaking and bouncing, stuff comes all out of place here. And it could be something about my design on this chute. I don't know. Now this is the screen that we got is just strictly a cornmeal screen. Now you can go on Amazon and you can order different screens, number 8s, 10s, 11s, 12s, whatever. You can put it and you can redesign the bottom where you've got two openings under it. You can have a pan here and a pan here so that cornmeal falls out one and flour falls out the other one. I mean, you can do all of that. But right now, we just have it where the cornmeal goes out the bottom here and into this wash basin pan here. And then we take it from that and we'll be putting it in some clean 5-gallon buckets here, and then we'll be doing the sifting later. We'll separate the flour from the cornmeal and the grits. We separate all that. And then we have this tub right here at the end. This tub will actually be here for catching the chaff and all that's left for the chicken feed. And then we have this. If the blower system, we get it to working this year, we hadn't been able to get it to working, but I think I got it where it works. It'll be blowing out any impurities right over here. We're going to be kind of checking that to make sure it works this year. In the last few years we've used it, we've not got that to work, but this year...
You going to put something there in case if it starts?
Well, if it starts doing like it's supposed to, then yes, we will.
And this is the hopper.
Yes, this is the hopper. I've rebuilt the hopper on it. It had some rusted out places on it. I went in and rebuilt it. Repainted it. I was going to repaint the whole mill, but Ms. Wanda said, no, leave it original.
I wanted it left red.
And we left it original. Now we've oiled and greased everything up on it. Got it all ready to go. It's got some unusual ways to grease it and oil it. I've never ran across these things before, but you know, I mean, you take like this one here. I ordered new caps. It didn't have any caps on it. This is an original here. You just pull it off, and we keep the oil right here. I keep 90 weight oil here. I put a couple of squirts in it, set it back up here, and then we just stick that back on here. Well, I ordered these you can get these off of Amazon. They're just rubber caps. And I come in before we start. I put a couple of pumps of oil in that. That's 90 weight gear oil I'm putting on that. And there's a bearing right up in here. Now this, you know, nowadays we have Zerks, or Alamites, or whatever you want to call it. This is the most interesting way to do this. This thing, you fill this cap full of grease, and when you screw it down on here, the tighter you screw it, it begins to, like that, it's tight, it begins to force grease out. This is your grease gun. You know, I thought that was pretty unique. We have them on this side. We also have them over here. Now, once we get going, it will take me a little bit to get this adjusted right here to where this thing has either got to be over here. You know, this has kind of got to be a fine-tuned thing here to get this thing where it shakes just right. Because if not, what happens is too much of your stuff works off the end down here and falls out of here. So this old stuff is an art. Now, I usually have other people here helping me, but this year it's going to be just me and Wanda. Mr. Chris usually runs this part right here because when you pull this moves this collar up and down right here like that. That determines how much corn pours into this thing because this thing's going to be shaking. And the amount of corn that goes into this is determined by how much corn goes into between the two stones to be ground. And once I get that kind of determined, then you have to come over here and you have to take this part right here and you have to fine tune this thing, push those stones together to get them to where they're making perfect grits, cornmeal, and not burning it. Because that's where the old term, put your nose to the grindstone, comes from. If those rocks get too close together, they get hot, and you'll scorch and get a burnt smell in your cornmeal. So that's a little bit of a learning curve there. Now what I do is I have a 5-gallon bucket there. When I'm shelling my corn out, y'all have watched on my videos, I have one bucket that I stick the tips of the corn in on, both tips of the corn. And that is the end that might have any possible weevils in it or anything like that, eggs and stuff like that. And that is what I call it, my chicken feed. So what we do is we put all that in the freezer along with all the rest of the corn for 2 weeks to kill any weevils or weevil eggs or anything like that in it. And I'll take that chicken feed, that's the first thing I run through here. That's what I use to adjust everything with, to make sure we got it just right for the good corn for our cornmeal, because if I happen to get it too tight or whatever, too loose, the chickens don't care if it's got a little bit of a burnt or too big of a pieces to it or anything like that. They don't care. And then once we get that kind of cleaned out of the system and we've got it adjusted just right, we'll start putting our good corn in here and trying to get this fine-tuned right here, because this thing, that's where it all happens at right there, guys. That determines how much corn's going in there. So let me get the old tractor cranked and let's make sure this belt's running straight. Now, first thing you want to do is make sure this is loose. You want to make sure this thing turns freely and the stones are not rubbing together, and they're not. So we're going to get the old tractor cranked up, get this baby to rolling. I'm going to kind of look at this and see how it's shaking. And we're going to get my corn over here. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of working here because I don't know if I'm going to have to race the tractor up. It's as low as it'll go because it looks like it's turning kind of slow to me compared to what we usually have it going. But we'll just have to see how it works. Now, you see what I'm talking about this moving? When you open this, it'll determine how much corn starts shaking down in there. Just a little bit to start with. Let me kind of get this. Okay. Over here, get a little bit. I'm holding up, just get a little bit going.
I smell it burning.
Well, that's because I have no corn in it yet.
Loosen it.
Gotta give it a minute. I think I'm gonna have to race it up. Get over here.
That's supposed to go that way, right? There it comes.
Looking pretty.
I can smell it.
And I didn't have any corn coming out.
It's got flour in it. It's got flour in it.
Oh, this is starting to build up here.
It's got a lot of spine stuff in it. It's working. That's what you
This
want.
is not.
No, this needs to go down. You had it a while ago, but now there it goes again. That should work.
Over there, you think?
I think so.
almost there. Another year. We got it done.
That beats doing it by hand.
I'm gonna tell you what. That hooking up that Ford pulley system right there to that tractor. And I have the wide belt, I just don't have the lacing to cut it and put it back together, because you have to take it apart to put it around an arm over here, and the belt I have is just a solid belt, it's not cut, where I can take it apart. See, that one has a lacing in the middle I can take apart. The wide belt would probably do better, but that diesel doesn't even know this thing is back here. So, what a blessing it is. Okay, we didn't have quite as much corn this year as we had last year, but this is the Jimmy Red, so it'll be all Jimmy Red. We're going to end up with 4 full 5-gallon buckets of cornmeal, grits, corn flour, all of it mixed together. Now, we'll separate it out a little bit later on. Plus, we've got, I already ground half a bucket of chicken feed through this for the chickens, and it looks like we're going to have probably a 5-gallon bucket full and a half of some good old homegrown chicken feed. But I would like to give a big shout out and a big thanks to Mickey from Hills Mill Homestead. He was the one who actually went and picked the meal up for us and brought it to us here, and I'll forever be grateful for him for that. I mean, that him and Miss Kathy did that for us, and I encourage you to go check his channel out. He's got the electroculture rods for the fruit orchards, for the gardens, for all these areas like that. Give him a check him out. Tell him that Deep South Homestead from Pecan Grove sent you over there, and show him some love, because he definitely showed us some love by going and picking this thing up for us here, and it has been a blessing. So we actually have another gentleman coming in just a little while. We're going to do his cornmeal. We have Mr. Tim and Ms. Heidi coming. We're going to be doing their cornmeal. We have Rebecca and Mr. Brad from Silver Run Coffee Crafters coming. We're going to be doing their cornmeal for them tomorrow. It's a community meal. As long as we're not using genetically modified corn in it, I don't mind doing it. One of the gentlemen who's coming we're going to do his cornmeal is Mr. Levis. Mr. Levis is the one who actually gave me the Ford gear system there that you seen me rebuild, and it had been burnt up, and he didn't know whether it could be fixed or not. He said, take it, Danny, and use it. He said, if you can fix it, brother, he said, all I want to do is just have some cornmeal ground, and if I ever need to use it for some reason, let me borrow it back for a little while. And I told him, I said, I don't have any problem with that. So I'd like to thank Mr. Levis for that. That was a challenge. I love challenges. That was a challenge, and I didn't know whether it was going to work. Guys, it has worked beautifully. I have no quarrels with it. Now, I haven't been down there to check to see if it's leaked any oil out or anything like that. I'll check that in a little while, but now we got it back over here. We got to start sifting some of this stuff out, getting it separated, so we can start bagging it up. We got mauve colored cornmeal. Look at that.
I'm fixing to go make some in a few minutes just to see how it's going to turn out.
Look at that.
Before we even see, I'm just going to take the chaff out with the sifter here. One of these old sifters. We're going to take and sift.
Sorry about that.
We're going to sift about, 2 cups?
Yeah.
For cornmeal. And
put this back over here.
Go make some cornbread and see what it tastes like. But that is 4 5-gallon buckets, because you got one still in here.
I still got this here, so let me set this out of the way right here. Where's my sifter thing at here? Put that back over there. what I've been doing is just taking it up here like this and
filling our 5-gallon buckets up so we'll have something to work with. That's a
Isn't that
lot of
pretty?
cornmeal.
let me see if I can go around
And we
here.
still have a lot of Danny corn left too.
Oh yeah, we got a lot from last year, and we gave a lot away.
And we still have a lot, and we've eaten a lot of cornbread this year.
Ooh, this year I've ate my share of cornbread now.
We've brought the Jimmy Red corn in. I took the chaff out with the sifter and left the flour and the grits all together. We're going to make cornmeal out of this and see how it does. First, I preheat the oven to 425. I took about a spoonful of bacon grease that I have. It's been in the freezer. I took it out, put it in my fridge to use. Took about a tablespoonful, put it in this cast iron pot. We're going to put it in the oven and let it get hot while we're mixing up the cornmeal. All right, to the cornmeal that we have here, I'm adding baking powder, and I probably added about 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to be adding some of our Redmond's mineral salt, probably about 2 teaspoons to this amount. You season according to how you like salt, but I like a touch of salt in mine. I've got 3 eggs. I have the buttermilk powder from Azure right here, and I keep some in my cabinet in a pint jar. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of this in there, and then we're going to be using water till I get it where I want it. I'm going to be putting about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in there. We have our baking powder in there. We're going to be adding our salt. And that's Redmond salt. This is our buttermilk powder. That's about 2 tablespoons because I'm using a teaspoon. And it's going to be pink because Jimmy Red corn has that mauve pink look. Isn't that pretty? When it cooks, it's going to just be a brownish look color. It's not going to be pink like this. But, and I know we don't have enough water because it's pretty thick. And I'll show you the consistency I like my cornbread to be when I put it in the pan. And I just mix by hand because I know the texture and and that's close. That's getting there. We're going to add a little more. You don't want to add too much water because the cornbread would just fall apart. It won't hold together. But I put 3 eggs in here, so hopefully. All right, it's almost to a pour stage. You don't want it any weaker than that. And if you get it too weak, add another spoonful of your corn flour or something to it to thicken it on up. All right, we have the pot out of the oven. And we're just adding this in. Isn't that pretty? It looks nice right now. Let's just hope it tastes good. Southern cornbread with Jimmy Red corn. It's a field corn. We're going to put this in the oven for about 25 minutes, and then as soon as it's brown, we're taking it out. so we're gonna see, is it gonna stick? Can we dump it? Whatever. Right quick, because I'm gonna put it on this cutting board. And y'all, these iron skillets do get hot. Woo, look at that. Yes. That is what you want. You want that perfect brown look. Isn't that amazing? Let's cut it while it's hot. Ooh, that's steam. Look at this, y'all. Look at that. Isn't that some pretty unusual cornbread? Okay, I'm going to take Mr. Danny and Mr. Levis a piece, and we're going to see. I'm going to cut them off a slice here. And let them try it. But look at that. Isn't that nice? It almost tastes like it's got butter in it, don't it?
Almost.
I didn't put no butter in it, but it almost has a buttery taste.
All right, guys, we come in to take a break. Got more people coming to grind some more cornmeal. We can get away from the honeybees. They're about to take us over out there. So Miss Wanda took a mess of this cornmeal in there, and she cooked us a pound of cornbread. And I want y'all to look at how brown that is. Look at the color. Isn't that something? I'm used to it being a yellow color, but that Jimmy Red makes it kind of have a dark color. Oh, it's cutting good. Me and Mr. Levis tried some a while ago, and it kind of, I automatically just assumed that Wanda had loaded it up with oil, like butter and stuff like that. I come in and asked her, and she said, no, I did not put that in there. So I'm like...
It's got just about 3 tablespoons of oil.
Yeah, is it olive oil?
Olive oil.
Okay, see, it's got a buttery taste.
No butter in it.
It's light. Very airy.
It's not real gritty or anything.
No.
It's got a good taste.
Now, you know, last year, when we did it last year, we realized there was more corn flour in the Jimmy Red than there was actual grits in it. So that may be why it's not as gritty tasting.
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff right there.
Well, Mr. Levis.
Mr. Levis, he looked at it. He never had no Jimmy Red. And he didn't even know what Jimmy Red was, I don't think. But he told me, he said, man, he said, that's some good cornbread. So I was like, yeah. He asked me, he said, where'd you get that from? I told him, I said, a friend of mine from North Carolina sent me the seeds. I said, Joey from JT West YouTube channel, go check him out if you want them. He sent me some seeds. Well, he didn't actually send seeds. I think he sent me some to grind, and I actually used it to plant. So this year we planted all Jimmy Red because Mr. Tim had Jimmy Red last year, and his was fantastic. So I told Wanda, I said, we're not going to plant Danny corn this year. We're going to plant the Jimmy Red and see how it does. Well, it done fine.
I got stuff on
Stuff
me.
all over your face. It's like the old
Those
80s
dough
commercial
boys.
when they grow the flour.
Yeah,
You've been working all day.
I've been working all day.
That one must be before my time.
She's such a kid.
You don't remember that commercial? I'm younger than you are.
I wouldn't have told that.
She threw all the flour all over her face
Comes
and
out with
acted
the
like
Blueberry
she's...
Doughboy
Yeah, she comes out with the
pre-made
Cornbread,
stuff.
with the pre-made stuff. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds vaguely familiar.
So what do y'all think?
It's good. Is that a different recipe or just your normal recipe with the Jimmy Red?
Just normal
Normal
recipe.
recipe with Jimmy Red. That's straight out of the mill. Just dipped it up, took it straight in there, cooked it. You know.
What kind of taste and texture do you think?
It wasn't as gritty to me.
I like the texture. It's good.
It has more of a cake texture to me. I mean, it's more like a cake. Yeah.
You can tell there's so much more flour.
Yeah. There is a lot more flour.
The amount of flour in the Jimmy Red versus the Danny Corn or the truckers that I've used.
Yeah.
Do you taste the buttery taste?
I don't get as much buttery taste, but the saltiness and the flavors are a lot better.
I tasted more oil to me. I told her, I says, it tastes like it's got oil in it to me. And of course, she said she used olive oil this time instead
But
of
it almost tasted to me when it was hot. I'm the only one that had it hot.
Yeah.
It tasted like it was buttery. It had this nutty, buttery taste. And then theirs had done cooled off
mine had done
a little
cooled
bit.
off. Yeah.
And y'all's is real cool. What you think?
You know,
Right.
Anything Danny grows is good. It's good. It's really sweet.
It does have a sweeter taste.
it's always been.
It's sweeter than the Danny corn.
It's sweeter than the Danny corn. I say that. Yeah.
It
It's more
is.
soft.
Yeah.
I like it. Anything Danny grows is good.
What about what Wanda cooks?
That's good too. It's really
Because
good.
that means Danny grew it. I mean,
Yeah, but Wanda cooked it, so
She
it
had
ain't
to
about
cook it,
growing;
yeah.
it's about the cook. So that's good.
See, Chris knows where his cookies come from.
now, did you write down the exact portions of what you used in this?
I made a video.
Okay, that's all that matters. You can then sit down from the,
Did you ever use the phrase, you just got to eyeball it? Because that's where it goes wrong.
Yep, that's where it goes wrong.
Everybody's eyeballs are
You'll
different.
say a pinch of this and a smidgen of that. Yeah.
Nope. See if the Lucy likes it.
Oh no.
Even it's Lucy approved. Look.
I mean, I think
She said, wait, where?
it's the same.
This is the only dog in the whole planet that eats better than any other animal. In the morning, Danny's got blueberries, eggs. I'm like, is
I
that
cook
for
her
me? No,
pancakes
that's for
and
Lucy.
blueberries
What?
and- And guys, this is an old-fashioned sifter. This thing, I don't even know how.
Bromwell.
That's a Bromwell old one, not a new Bromwell. The new Bromwells ain't worth crap. We got a brand new one that's sitting in the shop out there. It won't even do nothing.
It needs fixing.
It's got to be fixed. You ain't gonna beat this old one.
And it only has one
Right.
thing. The other one has two.
The other one has two. Now let's talk about what you're doing here. Now you're separating out cornmeal through this sifter.
And this is the
This is the
that's
husk.
left. Now there might be some grits in that.
There's
But
probably a
it's
little,
not
but
a
it's
lot.
predominantly just husks.
It's a little bit more husk than what the meal took out.
Yeah.
And you can see there's a few little grits in there, but it ain't worth fighting over.
Makes good chicken feed.
And so I just sit and do this. This is, you get it just going and it just falls through there. Any of it that's just cornmeal. And so this will be bagged up. We've got four gallons here.
4 or 5
5
gallon
gallons.
buckets here. This is what we got right here.
And by the time we get through, some of this will just be our cornmeal. This is how I made the cornbread today, and it was perfect.
It was perfect.
So that's how we just make the cornmeal. Now Danny's taking his little sifter.
Yeah, and I go into cornmeal that she has, and I get me some in this sifter here, and I sit and I just bump it on the sides, and you see the flour falling out of it. And when you do it for a few minutes, you gotta bump it because this screen will actually stop up with that real fine flour.
And this is a really fine screen.
Very fine screen. It's
You can see
way.
this. Let's see if I can show you. And then you see that.
I don't know what number this is, but
It's twice as fine as this.
It's twice, at least twice, yeah. And then we're sitting here. Now, I'm not taking all of the flour out of this. We learned last year that if we take too much of the flour out, then we have to add it back to the grits when we get ready to cook them because they're too gritty now.
So that's our grits
That's the
with
grits.
a little bit of flour.
With just a little bit of flour in it. And this is just, guys, this is pure. If you could feel that,
Corn flour.
that is just, I mean, rice flour is grittier than that.
Oh yeah.
Coconut flour is grittier. I'm
Now
telling
you can take this corn flour. A lot of people say, what do you do with it? You can make desserts with it. It is a touch grittier. It's a different texture, but the taste is awesome because corn is kind of a touch sweet.
Now this Jimmy Red, this is our first year growing it. We already know it has a very buttery taste to it.
Yeah, we tasted it a while ago and it's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good taste. All right, guys, we finished up 1 5-gallon bucket because we wanted to see what was in 1 5-gallon bucket because that'll tell us what we have in the other 3 because they're all the same. We ended up with 4 bags of corn flour. I thought that was pretty good. We ended up with 5 quart bags of grits out of it. Okay, we stuck all of our bags of grits in here, so we're about 6 7/8 of a pound grits. Now, we like 1/8 of a pound being 7 pounds, so that's not too bad.
And that's 1 5-gallon bucket. We
1
got
5-gallon bucket, just average, say we got 7. Okay, corn flour, 10 1/4 pounds of corn flour, 10 1/4 pounds.
Now that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's see here. Okay, we got some purple grits here. I'm gonna call them mauve grits. This is Jimmy Red with some of our good old homegrown eggs. It's a lot creamier. It's hotter too.
Well, I just poured it.
It's a little gritty, but not bad. Not bad.
What kind of taste?
It's got a definite strong corn taste. Definite corn.
So other than looking at mauve grits,
Yeah. I mean, when you've been looking at yellow grits all your life,
or white grits,
or white grits, and then you turn around and it's mauve color.
close your eyes and eat.
If it's an issue, it ain't no issue with me though. I can tell you that.
Pretty good.